thou my vision, O Lord of my...
Hey church, it's a privilege to be able to spend this past season with you in separate digital recordings each week as you gather in your homes. Just want to make you aware of where we're going in the coming month and the coming months so that you can rightfully prepare and plan your weekend gathering with us as your church family. The first thing that you should know is that this coming week and the month of January, we are going to step away from the pre-recorded services that are posted on YouTube each week. Right now, just for the month of January. The primary reason we're doing this is in the month of January, we're going to have multiple guest speakers come in and share in our teaching time. And we know that we can't capture that teaching time in a way that would honor you and your gathering in your home. And so what we've done over these past couple weeks is we've ensured that we know what's going on with our live stream. And in this video description, you can find a link to our live stream so that you and your family and those who are gathering in your home can join with us each week. The first service each week is 9:30. The second service is at 11 a.m. The service that's posted will be available anytime after that on Sunday mornings. I hope that you will continue to lean into our teaching time each week as we really are stepping into what I believe to be one of the more significant sermon series that we have each year, which focuses in on the vision of our church. We are going to develop a framework this week and next for us to think through the value of godly vision in our life collectively, the value of godly vision for our lives individually. And it's all going to be done under the banner of a sermon series entitled Beyond the 52. That there's the majority of life spent outside of the 52 Sundays that you would find yourself gathering within the local church. And that God has a vision for your life, not only in the gathering, but God has a vision for your life outside of those 52 weeks where you would gather. We hope to build you up, to equip you, to prepare you for the work that God will call you to in the weeks that would follow each gathering. But it's important for us to recognize that the majority of life is actually spent outside of the four walls of the church. And so this week, we're going to build a framework. Next week, we're going to build a framework to think through godly vision, the value of it in our life. And we're going to have 3 weeks where we have guest teachers come in and share in teaching us the value of particular elements of the vision that we believe that God has for each of our lives, collectively and individually. And then I'll come back after those 3 teaching weeks and close out the series before we step into 13 weeks in the book of Daniel. We'll be starting that in the beginning of February. And the reason I say we're stepping away from the pre-recorded teaching through the month of January is because I want your feedback. I want to know if this is a viable and good alternative for you to engage in your homes through our live stream. If that works through the month of January, praise God. If it's not working, I want to know that, and we'll step back into pre-recorded teaching, because the work that God's doing in your home, I believe, is vitally important to the work that God's doing in our church and in our community. And so we're committed to providing meaningful teaching for you each week. Additionally, want to acknowledge that part of the value in those 3 additional teachers coming in God's kindness, we have 3 great teachers coming in, is that gives me an opportunity for 2 things. I love teaching. It's my heart's passion and desire. And in 2020, had the privilege of teaching 50 out of the 52 weeks that we gathered for worship and time of study. And I was honored to be able to spend 50 of those 52 weeks as the primary teacher. As we step into 2021, my hope is twofold. One, taking a couple weeks off will give me a moment to rest and recover from the busy year of 2020, not just the busyness of teaching, but finishing out our renovations and all that went into that, and then pivoting to the digital, and then to in-person, and then to multi-service. But give me a moment to rest, which is, I think, important for me to continue to lead you in our church family well. The second thing that it'll allow me to do is it'll give me some space for some study prep as we step into a new year. Always, typically in the month of July, take some time to plan out the coming year. So in July, I usually have the next year, 2021, planned. I wasn't able to do this the past July. We have our spring series that we're working through, Daniel, which will get us into the summer months. But just getting away to study allows me to serve you and your family and our church well. And so I'm going to be taking a couple weeks off in January for the purpose of rest and for some studying retreat. And we'll really tune in and love to celebrate with you guys from a distance. Got some great teachers coming in to fill our teaching time. Our leaders here are prepped to make that time meaningful. We're going to make information available to you on leaders you can connect with in that time where I've stepped away, so that you can continue to be cared for and loved well. Last thing, just want to acknowledge is that we're ending out a year and stepping into a new year. And with that comes new opportunities. With that comes new growth opportunities in our life. And one of the ways that we see growth in community and growth in our faith is in our life groups. January, we'll be kicking those off again. Right now we have a group that meets on Tuesday night, 2 that meet on Wednesday night, 1 that meets on Friday night. We see the need of adding another one, and there are 3 things that are needed for a healthy life group. You need leadership, you need a location, and you need people. And so if you want to be a part of starting a life group on a different night, maybe you would fit into one of those 3 categories. We'd love to talk with you about that and seeing that kind of find its feet in a healthy way. We like starting things that are going to last and things that are healthy. And so we would love to come alongside you and help in that process. Additionally, if you're connected to a life group, I would encourage you to continue to lean into that life group. If that night or if that location doesn't make sense and you need to pivot locations, please talk to me or your life group leader, and we'll arrange details and help you get connected to a life group that makes sense, maybe on the night or the location. We believe that life groups are an important part of community building. We think it's an important part of doing life on life. We believe that discipleship actually happens life on life. And so important thing for you to lean into in this coming year. That being said, I want you to know that we hope to see you as you tune in to Facebook Live each week, as you lean into the teaching time each week. I really think the content in the coming weeks is going to be incredibly challenging, incredibly encouraging. And for some of you, maybe for the first time, we'll provide a framework and a lens to be able to consider the vision that God has for your life. I'm praying for us as a church family that this time where we just reset, reestablish, and renew our commitment to the vision that God has for our church, that'd be meaningful for our church as we step into this coming year and this new season of life and ministry together. I'm praying with you, I'm praying for you, and I count it a privilege to serve as your pastor. God bless.
Be thou my